Hey, welcome back to Unvoiced. And today I want to talk about something that I have been struggling and resisting for quite some time. That's the idea of taking medication. I have done so much in my life to quote unquote heal, to improve, to get better, to manage my mental health. Everything that I could find, every possible thing that I could do, every alternative medication, supplements, therapies, books, retreats, damn near everything. I have spent so much time managing my mental health. I have built routines that I try to stick to every day that get me back to baseline to help me function. And I've been doing this for, like I said, like 15 years as I've battled various periods of my life of depression and anxiety. And once my grief hit, it obviously exacerbated everything, and it made things so much worse and so much harder to get back to baseline. And for the past 4 years, I have been tackling this in every conceivable possible way that I know how. I have been putting in so much effort daily to try to make myself heal, to grow, to be better in my grief, and to manage it. The one thing that I have been avoiding is medication. I have had psychiatrists tell me to go on it. I've had therapists tell me to go on it. And there's just been something in me that's like, well, I'm going to try one more alternative therapy. And for so much of this journey that I've been on, so much of it has been focused on the anxiety that I've had in grief, health anxiety, the anxiety and the overwhelm of being a solo parent to 3 children, managing all these businesses or working. It's all been focused on anxiety and managing my anxiety. And it wasn't until recently, like maybe the past 2 or 3 weeks, that I realized that the anxiety is really a symptom of my depression. I know it seems obvious that I would be depressed after having endured the losses that I have had. Something in my brain did not want to see that, because the way that the depression has expressed itself is different than the depression that I've experienced in the past. And I realized that I'm fucking depressed. And I need to get at the depression before I can really start tackling the anxiety. So that led me back to this question of, do I take medication? Do I take something that is going to be a stepwise function versus this iterative process of trying to improve and manage it? Do I take help in the form of a pill that has the potential to dramatically improve my life? And part of the problem with taking medication is that I have such strong health anxiety because of losing my wife to cancer and my son with his tumor. When he had that, not losing him, but him having the tumor and various other things, it has put so much fear in me for all things medical. And I used to be a person that was constantly on top of my yearly physicals, going to the doctor, the chiropractor, the acupuncture, everything, to focus on preventative healthcare. And while I still do it, it takes so much effort for me to get there, because I am so afraid that something's wrong with me, that I'm dying, that I have cancer, that, whatever it is. Just a phone call freaks me out when my phone rings, because every time my wife's phone rang, it was bad news that there was more cancer. So for the idea for me to then take a pill, it has been so fucking hard to get myself to a place where I've been willing to do it. And things have gotten so bad with the anxiety and depression that I then revisit the idea. And then I find something new to try. And I use that as an excuse. And I say, I'm going to try this first, and then maybe I'll go back to the medication. And in many ways, while I have been healing and I've been doing amazing work and I'm proud of myself for it, I have still been avoiding really considering medication. And as I've explored this more with my therapist, who has really helped me kind of reframe this. I've realized that it's not so much the pill or the medical aspect of it that I'm so afraid of, but it's the loss of control. Because I have realized that I have been doing everything that I possibly can to heal in my grief. But in everything that I'm doing, it is exerting control over my grief. Going to the therapist is you in control. Trying these alternative therapies is me in control. Trying supplements, all these things it's me controlling the outcome. It's me trying to control my grief. But a pill that alters my brain chemistry means that I have zero control on what's going to happen and what it's going to look like, which means I don't know who I'm going to be on the other side of that pill. And while I envy those who have no problem with that, to me, I've realized that's a terrifying, terrifying fucking prospect, because I already struggle so much with accepting myself and loving myself. I'm afraid of, as weird as it might sound, what if I end up loving that person on the other side of the pill? What if I begin accepting myself on the other side of that pill? What if I can look in the mirror and genuinely care for the person that I see looking back at me? So through years of fighting this, I have finally come to a place where I realize this is the next step in my grief journey. I'm really fucking depressed. And because I have my kids, because I have so much responsibility in my life, it forces me to get out of bed. And I have moments of just pure joy of the work that I'm doing, or moments with my kids, and that all becomes this mask of my depression. Because left to my own devices, I would just stay in bed and just fucking cry all day and just be numb. And for some reason, the fact that I would cry myself to sleep most nights just became so normal for me in my grief that I just overlooked that there might be something a little bit heavier happening. But regardless, I'm here now. And I wanted to talk about this, and I have a lot more to say because I think it's an important thing to talk about. For some reason, medication is still stigmatized in society, even though so many of us are on it. And I'm going to join the legions of people that are, and who are finding so much relief in their life. And I'm scared. My heart's racing right now because here's my first pill. I don't know what it's going to look like months from now. I don't know who I'm going to be, but I think I finally realized that I could have peace, a deeper peace in my life. And this is the next step. So here goes nothing. That's all I got. Thanks for being here.